Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at some core isolation. No, it's not something for athletes, this is for security. Want to know more? Keep watching. Okay, so in today's video we're going to take a look at some core isolation. Now this is actually a relatively new feature, well depending when you're watching this video obviously. This is the end of October 2022 and this is in relation to Windows 11's new core isolation feature. So what this does is effectively runs some drivers and also some of your memory processes in a kind of virtualized environment. So rather than having all of your credentials actually being processed in real time and also drivers interacting with the system in real time, it takes those and actually puts them into a virtual machine and runs those inside that machine. So if there's anything untoward going on or there's any kind of potential hacks going on, quite often we hear of drivers having certain elements in them which may not be good for your system, and also just general memory hacks. So anything which is actually running in the virtual machine is isolated from the outside world, and yeah, you basically get the idea of this thing. It is a isolation of core processes, and it's actually very simple to enable or disable. Now you may find that you've actually got it enabled on your system anyway by default. If you've got a brand new computer running Windows 11, there's an extremely strong chance that it's already running, but if not, don't worry, Mike's here to show you the way, and we're going to activate it on the system right now because my system over there has been on Windows 10, upgraded to Windows 11, and it's never had that feature enabled, so we better get on and do it. So let's do it right now. So this is our Windows 11 desktop. So in order to find out if the feature is actually enabled or not, there's a couple of ways you can do it. One of the easiest ways is just to go into Windows Security. So you can type in Security or Windows Security, whichever you want. Go to the Windows Security app and we'll maximize that so we can see what's going on. And we want to look into device security because this is our computer we're talking about. And in here, if core isolation is actually working and enabled, then it will appear in this section here. So it's not at the moment, so we can close that down. We're going to have to restart the computer and we're going to actually enable the virtual processes of the motherboard and the processor. So let's reboot now and we're going to go into our BIOS. For this particular MSI motherboard, we're just going to have to smash the delete key. So as soon as it's started rebooting, we'll tap the delete key to access the BIOS. Right, I can't find it, so I'm going to click on the search and we'll look for VM. SMV mode, so that's the one we want. So SMV or secure virtual machine, so currently set to disabled, so we're going to choose enabled, and that is done. So yeah, depending where you are in your system, if you can't find it anywhere in your BIOS, it's nowhere simple, just click on the search and you can find it pretty easily. So now we can close this down, we'll do a save and reset, and as you can see the configuration change we've made is SMV mode, disabled to enabled. So let's just do a reboot now and we'll go back into Windows. Okay, so we've done a reboot, so now you should find that everything's installed and done everything for you, and you'll probably notice in the security section down in your taskbar, if you've got yours showing, that there is going to be an exclamation mark there. If you haven't got it or you can't get into it, usual thing, just go to the top there and type Windows Security or go to Windows Security. And now when we go to device security, we've got memory integrity is off. Your device may be vulnerable. So go to settings or you can dismiss it. If you don't want to turn it on, there's probably good reasons why you might not want to. So you can just dismiss it, but we want to enable it. So we go to settings and we've got core isolation here. Again, if you go to device security, you'll probably find it now in with your other items. So core isolation details, and it's saying it's off. Your device may be vulnerable. So we're just going to click on OK. You may find when you do this, it may not just go to user account control straight away. It should do, but click on yes. It will give you the option to say to restart, to apply protection changes. That's basically so you can restart the computer and actually load everything back into the virtual area rather than being in the main area. You may potentially have another option here which it won't access it and it will just keep on flicking off or be grayed out, because you may have drivers which are problematic. So if there's drivers which are not compatible with memory integrity, at some point it has previously allowed you to actually kind of omit those from the list, but they've actually updated this recently with the latest Windows update. So if there is any potential issue where any of your system drivers may not be compatible, it won't let you do it unless you either uninstall those drivers or uninstall that device, in which case there'll be a link you can click on here which will say show problem devices or show problem drivers. So yeah, that is on. Windows Security wants to restart, so let's go ahead now and we'll restart the computer. You'll get another user account control request, so we'll click on yes, and then it's going to reboot again. And we're back. After yet another reboot, wait for services to start running. But now if we go into the start menu, type in security again, go to Windows Security. And go into device security, and there we go. Core isolation is on and working. So if you click on that, you see there, memory integrity, everything is turned on, and also Microsoft Defender Credential Guard as well. So that's basically preventing your password logins to go in directly to the system. They go into the virtual machine as well. So if someone's kind of hacked your system, they won't be able to see your logins from kind of brute force attacks, that sort of stuff, which is awesome. So that is pretty much it. That is enabled. If you want to disable it, obviously you can just turn it off there. If for any reason it's grayed out, you can always just go back into your BIOS settings and turn off the secure virtual machine or your VM, turn that off in the BIOS, and basically core isolation cannot work without a virtual environment. So there we go. How are you feeling now? Is your core feeling completely isolated from the rest of you? Mine isn't, but Christmas is coming, so festively plump and all that. Anyway, I'm digressing. It's been a long day, but I'm feeling rather nice and secure now that my core is isolated from my Windows system. There's so much going on in the world with various hacks and all kinds of things going on with computers and technology in general, and people trying to steal your passwords, your money, all that kind of stuff. So just another level of security within Windows 11. For those of you that aren't particularly bothered, then obviously, you can ignore this altogether. You may find as well, there's going to be some of you out there which, if you're playing certain games, there may be parts of the actual driver for various game applications or online communities, etc., where they do require certain things. So core isolation will actually stop those games from working. And obviously, if that is the case, you can just go in and either disable your virtual machine technology in your BIOS, or you can turn it off actually in the Windows Security Center, or potentially, better still, reach out to these companies which are still using out-of-date technology in their drivers or unsecure drivers and give them a nudge and say, look, sort out your stuff. This is unsecure. That's probably the best way forward. Anyway, I've been on for way too long. Hopefully this video has been useful to you. If it has, smash the like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, then hit the subscribe button and the chime notification, and you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.